Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Pop Funkoverse for Jurassic Park. This is the first expansion. So we're gonna get it was like a T-Rex, and we're gonna get Ian Malcolm. I almost say Ian McKellen, but I'm like, that's the wrong actor. Although you had Gandalf or Magneto fighting a T-Rex, this would be a different battle. So if you want to know more about this game, check out my how-to play video where I actually go through the instructions. You also check out the base set for the Jurassic Park if you want to see some more fun of that. So we're going to jump in and look at what the different components are there in every game. There's our two characters there. We're going to slide them way back there, see if we can get this to focus a little bit. So you're going to get your two cooldown counters, of course. We have like the red and black theme. You're going to get 4 exhausted markers, one for each of them, one for each of your generic allies, which are the Scientist and the Galamus. Your first player token. Zoom up a little bit. Your flag star tokens. You always get 2 of those. Your 3 squares, they're your control tokens. We're going to get our too many here. We got our 4 amber point tokens, which have the letters on the back. And those are a different color because than the black and white, because we're getting amber tokens. We have 11 of these. These are actually really cool because they have a little, like, let's try and just kind of scooch everything over a bit, so maybe this will focus a little bit better. Yeah, so they're like little pieces of stuff in there. They're really neat. And then on some of them, so I'm gonna now not be able to find one because I'm looking for it. There are actually little mosquito pictures. Yep, there we go. Yep, so some of them have a little mosquito picture on them. So it's supposed to show like, oh, most of them are just regular amber, and then some have a mosquito. Which is really cool because it fits into the set. We also have 5 dice, not 6. Because we get a special Ian Malcolm Chaos die in here. Which we'll go over that when we get to him. But that's kind of different. Not a lot of these games have extra dice. And then finally we're going to have our skill tokens. So we have 3 red, 2 gray, and 2 blue. Alright, so that is all of our and then of course we have our bases. We have our black and white bases. You get 1 for each character. There's all of our generic stuff. We're going to slide these dudes out of the way. Take a look at that map. If I can pick it up. And since this is a small box set, you're going to get one of the little shorter maps. Same size board, it just folds up. Instead of folding into a square, it folds into like a rectangle. But then when you always get these, you get one of the... You get this kind for these smaller sets. 2 figures, you get the smaller board with like a little play area. So this is the Isla Nublar Lab. This is to be our different laboratory. So our different modes of games, we're going to of course have leaders. So you get your 2 different starting areas. Spots for your leaders, get more points for knocking out higher ranked characters. And then we have flag, which reverses the corners, and it's basically capture the flag, get from one side to the other. I like these point tokens are right near each other. That's not usually common. Usually it'd be like spread all the way across. Kind of like these are, like you have A, B, C, D. Usually they're spread like that, but that's kind of neat. You know, you kind of bounce from one to the other. Interesting. And then all the all the beginning, the first, this is still one of the earlier games. The boards are very symmetrical, so you have like angle, angle, corner, corner. So everything, so if you're on one side versus the other, they're all played the same. Alright, so these maps are a little bit hard to go through from this, but let's see what we have here. So there's some like cryo tubes, there's some broken glass, like a broken window. Something's escaping. So like a hatchery there. There's a broken egg, some broken jars. Just the details on here are really neat. Even though it's not like anything like super like specific necessarily, like, oh, that's the exact one thing from this part. Just the details, like your ripped up coat and lab coat and everything, like all the different glass being shattered. Just some incredible detail on these boards. Alright, and then we get to the other side, and it's kind of more of the same stuff. Different hatchery over there. Some papers everywhere. Another broken, it's probably like a broken door. And a little viewing area. Alright, so that's our lab. Let's look at our full-size map. It wants to fold back out for us. Alright, so this is our T-Rex Paddock. So this is where the T-Rex is going to hang out. So you're gonna see a couple of iconic things in here. Now this one is at first glance to how I have it sitting, looks very asymmetrical because you have bushes on this side and on this side. But if I turned it long ways here, I turn it this way, which I don't think I'll be able to show off as much. You can see two bushes on the same, two cars on the same area. Like, they might not be taking up the exact same spots, but they're fairly close. And then there's, like, a big bush in this corner, and there's the bathroom over in this corner, which we'll get to. But, yeah, so it's like you're playing on one half versus the other half. You're basically playing the same sides. But if you're playing corner to corner, it'd be a very different game. So let's see what we got. Of course, we have territory. So each person starts on one half of the board, tries to get to the scoring area. Come on, camera. Alright. Camera froze up there. Yeah, so I get to each one of each side. Points hidden kind of inside the bushes. And then we have the control. Just starts on the other corner. You gotta get to these different control areas. It's nothing terribly special there. But it's another map to play on, which is always fun. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the details on here. Alright, so we're going to have a flipped over car. Oh, I love that. There's a T-Rex footprint in there, plus the fact is that like, all the different footprints are filled with water. That is definitely cool. I believe that's the sunroof on the top. There's a hood. He ripped the hood off. There's a tire laying over there. Not too much over in the grass side. And if we flip her to the other side, we got another full car with its lights on. So this one we've probably seen just pulled up. The electrical sign, don't touch, broken wires, all that cool details. Just the artwork on this. There's a briefcase because someone got out and was starting to run. But where did they run to? Oh no, it's that toilet with the cell phone where the guy got eaten. Alright, so that's what we got for that board. Now let's dig into the characters quick, see what different stuff we have there. Alright, so we're going to look at our generic guys first. We have the Galamus and the Scientist. And then we're going to look at our two peoples. So we have Dr. Ian Malcolm. I do like that he only has one defense. Like most of the other games, everyone generally always has like two defense. And I like that in this one, For the most part, like, lots of the humans have one defense because they're fighting dinosaurs, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. So he has, excuse me, Chaos Theorist. Remember, Ian would roll a die. He replaces one of the standard dies with his Chaos dice. And then he has Incessant Snark. Range 3, Challenge 1. If you lose, do a challenge 1 to the same target. So he's not gonna get a roll a lot of dice, but when he does, if he does hit them, if he loses, he gets to try again. Life finds a way. Move 2, swap an ability token from your ability token pool or cooldown track with one from outside the game. Interesting. So yeah, you could get more, swap one of your grays out for a blue if you wanted, so you could use your blue one more often. Interesting, that's kind of neat. Roll 1 die. If you roll a critical, move 5. Otherwise, move 2. Alright, so yeah, he's got some definitely interesting things. There is his ring, necklace, his black outfit. If you watch my other Jurassic Park video, I mentioned how, like, I liked how, Alan and, Ellie were wearing bright colors, like a brighter blue and like a brighter pink, versus just dark colors, because I said this is more what you would expect from like more of like a current movie. All your characters are gonna come out wearing dark colors, and I like it to actually have bright colors, because it's like they're going to like a museum. They're going to look at dinosaurs. They're archaeologists. They have no reason to wear dark colors. Alright, so let's look at his Chaos die. So it's a regular 6-sided die, but 3 spots are crits and the other 3 are blank. Compared to a regular die, which only has 1 crit. So you have 50-50 chance at getting a crit on this or getting nothing. And every time, and here's the thing, is every time you roll a dice, he has to replace one of them. So when you're doing his Incessant Snark and you only have a challenge of 1, you're always going to roll that crit. But the thing is, if you roll a crit, it counts as 3. So that's all you have to, so every time if you win, he's trying to hit for 3. If you're not, you're only hitting for nothing. So it's kind of interesting for that, because you have to, same thing as you go faster. You have a 50-50 chance. But yes, if he's doing like a challenge for anything else, like he's never going to be able to do more than 3 damage. Unless you have some other item to boost him up. But yeah, that's kind of cool. So then we're going to give him an item. And his base fell off. So it looks like a mop, but it's actually a flare. Is what it's supposed to be. Like maybe it's supposed to be holding it like way up like this. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's got a flare. So let's look at what the flare does. The flare says, choose a square within 3. Pull a standing rival that can see the square 2 spaces towards that space, so he can bring a guy next to him. I don't know if that's super useful for Ian, because it has an ability to run away, moving his tokens, or a range 3 already. And if they're already within 3 ranges, I don't know why he would need to pull them forward. But it's definitely a thing you could use. I mean, it might be helpful for him to pull him and then use his must go faster to run away. Like, I'm going to pull him away from somebody else and then book it the hell out of there, because he could potentially move 5 more spaces. At minimum, he's at least getting to move 2, but... Alright, then our other character is, of course, the T-Rex. Big old guy, plus he's got a little spot there so he can hold stuff. I don't usually show off characters from one set to the other. I just want to compare him to the size of a raptor. So he does look kind of similar. Like the same tail, and they kind of probably use just like shrunk him down a little bit and changed his jaw. But at least they made him smaller, so you can tell them apart a little bit quicker. Alright, what's good old Rexy do for us? He has 2 defense and predatory instincts, and he only uses reds. It's also not a very common thing. Usually characters use at least 2 colors, so they have to go back and forth between their abilities. He can just use any one he needs to. While standing, if a standing rival ends a move adjacent to T-Rex, you may place a red token from your ability token pool on one of your cooldown tracks to do a challenge 2 against them. Oh, so that's cool. So if you have one sitting around, you can do a free attack. Chomp, challenge 4. If this challenge knocks out a character, shift an ability token off your cooldown track. Oh boy. And plus with 4 dice, it's very possible you could knock out a character if they're already knocked down. And then Stomp, move 3 in a straight line. This action may move the T-Rex through rivals. Do a challenge 2 to each rival he moves through. And Roar, push adjacent standing rivals 1 square. Okay, these are all really OP abilities. That is definitely cool. So yeah. Shit is basically you could stomp, run through a guy, do 2 damage, and then chomp on him when you're next to him to get your point back and be ready to go next turn. If you knocked them out. And then it says, yeah, if they end a move next to you, if they don't move out of your way, yeah, that's cool. T-Rex is neat. Alright, so that is what we have. Put my book down. For Funkoverse Jurassic Park, the first expansion. This is one of the earlier sets. They have yet to announce any more Jurassic Parks, so I don't know if they're planning on doing anything for Lost World series at any point. It would be kind of neat to get, the Owen character and, maybe like an ally raptor, like Blue or something. That'd be kind of cool. Not to say they won't come out with sets later, because they did later release a second Harry Potter set. But I also depending on how popular this game is. But see you guys later. Bye.